Hey everyone, I'm Sean Wheelock. Welcome live to Tampa, Florida. Tomorrow night on pay-per-view, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, it's BKFC presents KnuckleMania, which will be main evented by Paige VanZant versus Britain Hart. We're moments away from this afternoon's official weigh-ins. With me on the broadcast is Brian Sosha, who's joined now by Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship founder David Feldman.
I can't believe it, David. We're finally here. KnuckleMania. Over 10 years, people have been telling you this isn't going to happen. You're a visionary. This has to feel amazing, man.
It's unbelievable. KnuckleMania is here. The biggest event of the year for us. It's just going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Well, I'm excited, too. And you know what? Let's just do it. Let's get into it. Welcome to the KnuckleMania weigh-ins, man.
Tampa, Florida is home to the biggest week of the year in American sports, and we're live in this great city for KnuckleMania, presented by BKFC, set for tomorrow night on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The RP Funding Center is our host for this absolutely stacked card, which will feature in the main event Paige VanZant in her bare knuckle debut versus Britain Hart. First up, it's this afternoon's official weigh-ins. Hey everyone, with Chris Lights Out Lytle, I'm Sean Wheelock. Chris, a highly anticipated and a highly intriguing main event.
Very intriguing, Sean. I can't wait for this one. We have two different girls coming in, a lot of different experience stuff right here. Britain Hart has had 3 fights already, understands exactly what's going on with bare knuckle. Now, Paige VanZant has a higher pedigree, but never had a bare knuckle fight. So we have contrast here. Going to be a very highly entertaining fight.
24 fighters set to take the scale. First, we send it back to Brian Sosha.
Oh, man, it is amazing here. Everyone's excited, and everyone's here, from celebrities to people that aren't fighting on this card. But I heard Sam Shoemaker, heavyweight champion Joey Beltran, I heard that you guys might be fighting April 16th, and that would be an amazing fight. The fans want to see it. Now, how do you feel about that? You're going for the heavyweight title, Sam.
I mean, what a dream come true, all these years, all that hard work, and, be able to fight for BKFC, it's just so exciting, and what an honor. Would mean the world to me.
Well, that's exciting. Now, Joey, he's coming after your title, and he's a very nice guy, it seems, but, I mean, he's trying to take your title, so how does that make you feel? You excited about this fight?
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited just to fight anybody. I mean, whether it be Sam Shoemaker, Josh Burns, Mark Godbeer, Dat Nguyen, they can all get it. Line them all up, I'll freaking knock them all down. No big deal at all.
And that's what we love here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and that's why we're excited. That's looking forward to April 16th, but right here and now, KnuckleMania. Tomorrow night, it's going to be amazing. Paige VanZant, Britain Hart in the main event. We're going to send it back to the weigh-ins.
In addition to the main event, a really intriguing feature fight. One of your UFC contemporaries, Chris Leben, he said that he will retire as a professional fighter following this bout. But first up, Quentin Henry at 205 pounds.
Man, as a fight fan, you cannot want anything more than Chris Leben. The guy's got power in both hands, got an incredible chin, puts on entertaining fights. If you don't like him as a fighter, you don't like fighting. So everybody's excited to watch him fight one more time. Quentin Henry, though, a guy with power in both hands, has been disposed of his guys. Look like he has a total body transformation from when he started the sport. What more could you ask for a fight?
And Chris, our co-main event, it's not as simple as MMA versus boxing, but those are the backgrounds. Johnny Bedford, a veteran of both Bellator and the UFC, undefeated in BKFC, is the reigning 135-pound world champion, versus Dat Nguyen, 20-3 in his outstanding pro boxing career.
I mean, and this is a fight that is so exciting for everybody. You have the best guy we've had, Johnny Bedford, looking more complete than anybody in the sport right now. Dominated in all weight, one of the toughest weight classes, is dominant. But Dat Nguyen has been so hard to hit, so unbelievably technical with his boxing. This is a contrast in styles, but this is the most entertaining fight you could ever ask for.
It's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents KnuckleMania. You'll see it live on pay-per-view tomorrow night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time from here in Tampa, Florida. Time now to officially begin our weigh-ins. The fighters are ready, the scale is set, and we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the RP Funding Center just outside Tampa, Florida for the official weigh-in ceremonies of the biggest bare knuckle extravaganza of all time. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents KnuckleMania! We are live worldwide, and tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we go live worldwide on pay-per-view, and as well Fight TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to find out all the information about KnuckleMania, there's only one place to go, and that's BKFC.com. KnuckleMania is brought to you by Fusion CBD, Unreal Mobile, Tiger Life Energy, Royal Kratom, and BetOnline.ag. Before we bring up our first fight, let's give a big round of applause to the man who has made this all possible. This is a new day in bare knuckle, the president of BKFC, Mr. David Feldman. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we begin in the bare knuckle 185-pound division. First to the stage. As a bare knuckle fighter, he steps into the squared circle for the fourth time, looking for victory number one from Norman, Oklahoma. Please welcome Drew the Spider Monkey Lipton. Drew Lipton, 183.6 pounds. And his opponent making his way to the scale holds an undefeated MMA record at 2-0 from Tampa, Florida. Here is Jeff K. Boom Bailey. Jeff Bailey, 186.9 pounds. And ladies and gentlemen, this is fight number one. Once again at a bare knuckle weight of 185 pounds, Jeff Bailey taking on Drew Lipton.
Bring my A game, man. Don't think what I thought in the past, baby. I know you say go, but...
Drew Lipton, Chris, that was your first opponent when you made your bare knuckle fighting championship debut.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew has a lot of heart. One thing that was, like I talked to him about today, he's changed camps and he's really trained full time. He feels like this is the first time he's had a full camp coming into a fight.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, will be our first preliminary fight of the night tomorrow night. And you can see that officially on the BKTV app. And you can also see it on the official Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship Facebook page and YouTube page. This fight set at a bare knuckle weight of 135 pounds. First to the scale, he makes his long-anticipated bare knuckle debut from Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Riverside, California. Here is the bastard of bare knuckle, Brandon Marlowe Lambert. Brandon Lambert, 137. And his opponent making his way to the scale holds an undefeated bare knuckle record at 2-0 from Miami, Florida. Here is Jared Kid Gotti Grant. Jared Grant, 134.6 pounds. Once again, this is our opening preliminary fight. BKTVapp.com and the official Bare Knuckle Facebook and YouTube page. 135 pounds, Jared Grant taking on the debuting Brandon Lambert.
Jared Grant coming from amateur boxing to BKFC 2-0. Brandon Lambert is a fighter who has experience in Muay Thai when he lived in Thailand. Real animosity between these two fighters.
Yeah, and I've really liked what we've seen from Grant so far. Baby Gotti is a good name for him. We've seen him come off the canvas in fights with TKOs. Really excited to see what we have in this fight.
BKFC presents KnuckleMania live from Tampa, Florida tomorrow night on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can order on the Fight.tv website and through the Fight app, as well as through all traditional cable and satellite pay-per-view outlets. The prelims begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which you can watch for free on Fight, as well as on BKFC's YouTube channel.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, is a bare knuckle fight at a weight of 135 pounds. And this is our second preliminary fight of the night tomorrow night here at the RP Funding Center. First to the stage, his bare knuckle record stands at 2 victories opposite 3 defeats. From Pottstown, Pennsylvania, here is the longtime BKFC veteran, Travis the Animal Thompson. Travis Thompson, 135.4. And his opponent making his way to the stage makes his bare knuckle debut from Glendale, Arizona, Dangerous David Morgan. 135.9, David Morgan. And this is our final preliminary fight tomorrow night. Prelims start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This at 135 pounds. David Morgan taking on Travis Thompson.
Travis Thompson, Chris, part of the card for BKFC 1, which took place in Cheyenne, Wyoming, June 2nd, 2018. David Morgan comes in, experienced as a fighter, but this will be his BKFC debut.
A little animosity going on there, and you always like it when Travis Thompson comes in. He will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Hell, maybe on the stage right now. This guy's taking fights on 4 days' notice, always going to be in a fight, great competitor. That one right there, just from the animosity, is going to be entertaining.
We're counting down to BKFC presents KnuckleMania, the biggest show in bare knuckle history. It is live on pay-per-view tomorrow night from Tampa, Florida, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can order through your local cable and satellite provider, as well as on Fight.tv and through the Fight app. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is back from Biloxi, Mississippi, March 19th, BKFC 16, BKFC 17, April 16th in Miami, Florida. You see as well 2 shows from Thailand, Bare Knuckle Kingdom 1 and 2. You can watch on the BKTV app. And of course, go online, bkfc.com. Here's Brian Sosha.
I am back here with one half of our main event. Everybody's talking about this in Florida, around the world. I have Britain Hart, who's facing Paige VanZant tomorrow night on pay-per-view. You can make sure you check that out. But there's so much going on with you, Britain Hart, that I want to talk about. I mean, number one, you made a comment. You said that Paige is not even a real person in the Road to KnuckleMania documentary. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that she, she goes up there and she says not a lot of people know who she is, or knows the real her. So I think that she admitted to that too. But, it's just things like when she wants to say that she shotgun 12 gauge, I'm out here actually know how to shoot a gun. Same thing, with her posing on Instagram and being a model. I just feel like there's ways that she can go out there. Like, is she really trying to spread her message as a fighter, or is she just trying to make money?
Thank you very much, Britt, and I can't wait to see you fight tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the first fight, kicking off history in the making, KnuckleMania, live on pay-per-view tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time in the bare knuckle heavyweight division. First to the stage, he is undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 1-0 from Crystal River, Florida. Here is Chris Big Boy Jensen. Chris Jensen, 262.7. His opponent making his way to the stage holds an identical bare knuckle record, undefeated at 1-0 from Pensacola, Florida. Please welcome back Dillion Bad Boy Cleckler. Dillion Cleckler, an even 248. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, the very first fight on KnuckleMania. The big boys of the heavyweight division, Dillion Cleckler and Chris Jensen.
The heavyweights, Chris, and it's cliched, but it's true. In a heavyweight fight, especially in BKFC, one punch can finish it.
100%, especially when you have the big boy versus the bad boy. I like the nicknames right away. Two guys who are undefeated, heavy power in both hands. I'm not a betting man, Sean, but I wouldn't bet on this one going the distance.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the bare knuckle 125-pound women's division. Introducing first to the stage, she holds a combined combat sports record of 4 professional fights. From Rock Hill, South Carolina, here is Taylor Killa B. Starling. Taylor Starling, 125.6. And her opponent making her way to the scale holds an MMA record of 4 victories, opposite 2 defeats from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Here is Charisa, the bare knuckle sweetheart Sigala. $122.7 Charisa Sigala. And this is another one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. 125 pounds in the women's division. Charisa Sigala taking on Taylor Starling.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships Women's 125-pound division, Chris, is absolutely loaded, and 2 new additions to the roster.
Yeah, Sean, I'm not really sure what it is, but it seems like whenever we put on the female fights, they tend to be some of the best fights of the night, and I expect tonight to be exactly the same.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, is a big one in the bare knuckle 205-pound division. First to the stage. As a bare knuckle professional, he steps into the squared circle for the 5th time, looking for victory number 1 from Follinsby, West Virginia. Here is John the Great One McAllister. John McAllister, 201.8. And next up, his opponent holds an MMA record of 13 victories, opposite 6 defeats, and makes a long-anticipated bare-knuckle debut from Bat Yam, Israel. Here is HAIM, the Israeli Batman GOZALI.
Hey, John, I see those abs.
HAIM GOZALI, 204 pounds. Another amazing matchup at KnuckleMania at 205 pounds. HAIM GOZALI taking on John McAllister.
HAIM GOZALI will become the first ever fighter from Israel to appear in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. John McAllister, a veteran of 4 bare knuckle fights, including 2 in BKFC. Again, Chris, we go to the theme. It is a debuter versus someone with bare knuckle experience.
And I don't care what anybody says, experience means a lot. It's totally different when you're out there. You think it's the same thing. All of a sudden, somebody tries to hit you with no fits. It's not the same thing. So sometimes people can adapt quick. Sometimes they can't. We're going to find out.
Here again is Brian Sosha.
I'm here with Paige VanZant, the other half of the main event everyone's looking forward to tomorrow night, live on paper. You can check that out. You're facing Britain Hart. Now, Paige, Britain Hart is no stranger to bare knuckle fighting competition. This is your debut. Does that make you at all apprehensive? Because you've never done it with bare knuckles.
Not right now. I'm definitely not apprehensive, especially coming from the UFC. I was in the UFC for 6 years, fighting some of the top level fighters in the entire world. So for me, this is just another day. It's another fight, and it's another opportunity to show, my strength and my fighting skill.
Of course. Now, you came from the UFC. They wear gloves in the UFC. Have you ever been hit in the face with a bare knuckle?
I have, but, I think that my career in the UFC definitely prepared me for this because MMA gloves are extremely small. Getting hit with something like that is comparable, but truthfully, I've been kicked and kneed in the face, and I would much rather get punched with a bare fist than kicked in the face.
I love that she's saying it all with a smile. It's going to be an amazing event tomorrow night with Paige VanZant versus Britain Hart in the main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up for KnuckleMania at our official weigh-in ceremonies, we have a bare knuckle weight of 145 pounds. First to the scale, his pro boxing record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat from Medford, Massachusetts. Here is Greg Bono. Greg Bono, 144.5. His opponent making his way to the stage holds an undefeated combined combat sports record of 13 professional fights. From Key West, Florida, by way of Brighton, Michigan, here is John Chalbeck.
Let's go, John. Let's go, Johnny. Get up there.
John Chalbeck, 144.7. Another awesome fight tomorrow night. RP Funding Center, KnuckleMania, 145 pounds. John Chalbeck taking on Greg Bono.
Tomorrow night on the biggest weekend in American sports, BKFC presents KnuckleMania live beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on pay-per-view. You can order on Fight.tv and through the Fight app, as well as through all traditional cable and satellite pay-per-view outlets. A reminder, the prelims begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which you can watch for free on Fight, as well as Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships YouTube channel. And we continue with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship and a full slate of events. Note, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 16 will take place March 19th in Biloxi, Mississippi. And before that, we will be in Thailand for the inaugural Bare Knuckle Kingdom. You can watch bkTVapp.com and go online, bkfc.com. We send it again to Brian Sosha.
I'll tell you, it's a star-studded event here. The card's amazing. I'm with one half of the co-main event. Everyone's so excited about your fight. Some people calling it fight of the night before it even happened. Brutal Johnny Bedford, you're facing Dat Nguyen, and that's had a lot to say, and it's almost like he annoys you in a way. I watch you when you talk about him. Why does that annoy you so much?
Because he's just got a big mouth. He thinks he's going to come new into the sport and just take over, and he keeps saying he's going to knock me out. I've been through this game a long time. I'm 5-0. No one's knocking me out. This is a big fight, and I'm excited for it. I've rose to the occasion. It's been the best training camp of my life. I'm ready to go.
It's a huge fight, and we can tell you're ready to go, and we're glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck in fight night.
My pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Our next fight, ladies and gentlemen, takes place in a hot weight class, 205 pounds. First to the stage, he steps into the squared circle as a bare knuckle fighter for the second time, looking for victory number 1 from Lockport, Illinois. Here is Rob the Destroyer Morrow. Rob Morrow, 204.4. And his opponent needs no introduction inside the squared circle. His bare knuckle record stands at 3 victories opposite a single defeat from Cleveland, Ohio, by way of Jacksonville, Florida. Here is the dangerous, hard-hitting Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt. Lorenzo Hunt, 206.8. We've said it once, we're saying it again at 205 pounds. It doesn't get any better than this. Lorenzo Hunt taking on Rob Morrow.
205 pounds, Chris, another glamour division in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Absolutely. Very tough weight class. Everybody jockeying for position right now. Both these guys are trying to do what they can to make themselves in position to get that next big fight.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, another awesome fight, this time at a bare knuckle weight of 155 pounds. First to the stage, his MMA record stands at 14 victories opposite 9 defeats. He makes his bare knuckle debut tomorrow night from Wailuku, Hawaii. Here is God's Warrior, Zane. Zane, 155.5. And his opponent, making his way to the stage, holds an MMA record of 14 victories opposite 4 defeats and holds a bare knuckle record at 1-0 from Tampa, Florida, by way of Hicksburg, Mississippi, Martin Smash Brown. Martin Brown, 155.4. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, a bare knuckle weight of 155 pounds. Martin Brown taking on Zane.
BKFC presents KnuckleMania live tomorrow night on pay-per-view from Tampa, Florida, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can order on Fight.tv and through the Fight app, as well as your local cable or satellite provider. Again, a reminder, the prelims you can watch free worldwide beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fight, as well as Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships YouTube channel. Chris, this is an outstanding card. We're closing in now on weighing the 2 participants for our feature fight. Again, Chris Leben, a phenomenal career in MMA. This will be his 3rd fight in BKFC, his 4th overall as a bare knuckle fighter with somewhat of a heavy heart. He used the word bittersweet. He's calling an end to his professional fighting career.
Absolutely. And he said he's only had 2 different fights where he actually called out the opponent, and this is one of them. He wants to go out with an opponent like this. He wants to go out on a great fight. He wants to go out with somebody who can showcase all his skills. And I think you got that with Quentin Henry. Quentin Henry has really transformed himself. He's really dedicated himself to this sport. He's looked fantastic doing it, and that has all the recipe for a great fight tonight.
Quentin Henry has been phenomenal in BKFC. 2 fights, 2 big wins.
Absolutely, you couldn't ask for more, especially his last fight. I remember him talking to us. He said, I can win this fight with any punch, even a jab. And that's what he did. He knocked a guy with a jab. He's got power in both hands, and he's looking to put that on display tomorrow night.
Here's Brian Sosha.
I'm here with Dat Nguyen, co-main event tonight, and you're facing brutal Johnny Bedford. There's been a lot of trash talk coming out of your mouth. I've noticed that. And, you know, I'm wondering, you said that you think he's going to run. You don't think he's going to stand toe-to-toe. Are you still feeling that way after yesterday?
Well, because I'm a boxer and I generate a lot of power to my punch. So once he feels my punch, he's going to run. That's what he's trying to do. You know, his coach said because he's taller and has longer reach, that's what he's trying to do, use his reach against me.
So you just think he's going to run. He says he's going to stand toe-to-toe. You also have talked a lot of smack, and he's called you a nerd, a dork. I mean, does that fuel your fire, or is that just head games for you?
Nah, like I said, it's all head games, you know. I'm going to go in there and beat him up because then, you know, all the trash talking is going to go out, and the real man's going to show. And like I said, I'm real. Whatever I said, I'm going to do it.
I love it. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you get off because I know you have to do the weigh-ins. Thank you for coming on with us, and let's send it back there.
Thank you.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, our feature fight in the squared circle tomorrow at a bare knuckle weight of 205 pounds. First to the scale. He holds a bare knuckle record, undefeated at 2-0 from West Monroe, Louisiana. Here is Quentin the Hero Henry. Quentin Henry, 205.2. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, holds a bare knuckle record of 2 victories, up in a single defeat. Tomorrow night at the RP Funding Center, he steps into the squared circle for the final fight of his legendary career. Please welcome the longtime UFC veteran from San Diego, California, Chris the Crippler Leben. Chris Leben, 204.6. And this is our feature fight of the night at 205 pounds. The UFC veteran Chris Leben in his farewell fight taking on Quentin Henry.
Chris, when I asked Quentin Henry, are you a fan of Chris Leben? He said, I am and everybody is, but I'm not in awe.
That's important because right now what he's trying to do, he's trying to build his name off of beating the Crippler right now. But you got to tell me, what you think the Crippler is willing to go out with a loss? There's no way in the world he wants to go out with a loss. This is going to be a great fight.
You're with us live watching worldwide. It's BKFC presents KnuckleMania. And tomorrow night we are live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BKFC presents KnuckleMania live tomorrow night from Tampa, Florida on the biggest weekend on the American sports calendar beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can order on Fight.tv and through the Fight app as well as all traditional cable and satellite pay-per-view outlets. Chris, time now to weigh in our co-main event. Yesterday at the press conference, very tense between Johnny Bedford, the reigning BKFC 135-pound world champion, and Dat Nguyen. Johnny Bedford calling Nguyen B-side, being dismissive. Nguyen completely unflappable.
Yeah, I mean, constant professional. He's had over 23 boxing matches. He's ready to be here. This is a fight that's totally going to depend on the distance. Whoever's going to be able to put their game plan into effect, whether it's going to be on the inside or on the outside, really on the inside with the clinch, that's who's going to be able to win this fight.
A massive contrast in styles. Again, Bedford, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Division I college wrestler, Bellator and UFC veteran versus Dat Nguyen, who was a wrestler in high school on his native Maui, Hawaii, but made his name in professional combat sports in boxing. 20 wins against only 3 losses, never been stopped.
Yeah, never been stopped. He really had never been knocked down besides one small little thing. So he really feels confident. He feels like if it's a stand-up fight where he's only using hands, he's going to be victorious.
This is our co-main event. We send it back to Jeff Houston.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to the stage our co-main event of KnuckleMania for the BKFC 135-pound World Championship and the inaugural Police Gazette Diamond Bare Knuckle 135-pound World Championship. First to the stage, he holds an undefeated bare knuckle record at 2-0. Here is the #1 challenger from Vero Beach, Florida, by way of Maui, Hawaii, and Vietnam, Dat Nguyen. The challenger, Dat Nguyen, 134. And his opponent, making his way to the scale, is undefeated in the squared circle at 5-0. He is your defending BKFC 135-pound world champion from Fort Worth, Texas, Brutal Johnny Bedford. The champion, Johnny Bedford, 133.7. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, we will find out who is number one at 135 pounds. The champion, Johnny Bedford, defending against the number one challenger, Dat Nguyen.
You gotta feel this power.
okay.
You gotta run. You gotta run. You're gonna get hit in the chin, you're gonna go to sleep, my friend.
We'll find out.
Right. Don't run this time.
I've never ran. I ain't going nowhere.
All right.
We'll find out.
Well, I heard you trying to box and run.
You're gonna get slipped.
I heard
You're
you
gonna
trying
get
to box and run. I heard you trying to box and run. Go to sleep.
BKFC presents KnuckleMania live tomorrow night on pay-per-view from Tampa, Florida, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, the way to order, online, fight.tv, and through the Fight app. You can also order through your local cable and satellite pay-per-view provider. A reminder that prelims begin 1 hour earlier, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which you can watch for free on Fight and on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships YouTube channel. Real animosity with the co-main event, and I think we'll see animosity with the two fighters set to weigh in for our main event of the evening, Chris. Again, we said it at the top of the broadcast. This is highly anticipated, but it's also highly intriguing. Paige VanZant, a huge star in MMA, coming through Invicta, and then, of course, really making her name as a professional combat sports athlete in the UFC. Britain Hart has had 11 pro boxing matches and 3 fights in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah, like you said, a huge difference there. Experience is everything, in my opinion, but there's two different kinds of experience. You have big fight experience, and then you have bare knuckle experience. They both have a different array of skills here, and it's just going to see who can put that together to get the victory tomorrow.
Both fighters very confident coming in. Britain Hart does not see herself as the underdog. She feels that with her bare knuckle experience combined with her pro boxing experience, she should be the favorite. Paige VanZant, very quietly confident as she always is, and she has main evented UFC cards before.
Yeah, like I said, there's a different level of pressure right there, and I think we're going to have a little bit different styles right there. Britain Hart's going to be one of throwing more straight punches, trying to land there and you're going to get Paige is going to want to come in with hard punches. I think she feels like she has a power advantage in here, and she's going to try to utilize that.
Again, Jeff Houston.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment the world has been waiting for. They've been waiting. They've been watching. Tomorrow night, when they toe the line, it has come down to our KnuckleMania main event in the BKFC 125-pound women's division. First to the scale. Her bare knuckle record stands at 1 victory, opposite 2 defeats. She shook up the world with this challenge, and her dream is coming true. From Danville, Virginia, here is Britain 4.0 Hart! Britain Hart, 124.4. And her opponent holds an MMA record of 8 victories, opposite 5 defeats, and unquestionably making the highest anticipated bare knuckle debut of any professional athlete in bare knuckle history. Here is the longtime UFC veteran from Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Portland, Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, 12-gauge Paige VanZant. Paige VanZant, 126. And here it is, your KnuckleMania main event. 125 pounds in the women's division. Paige VanZant and Britain Hart.
You got to got it twisted. This ain't fucking MMA. You can't choke. Get the fucking rules right before you come into the fucking game. How about that? Get the rules right. I will touch you first, smart.
David Feldman used to be a professional boxer, nearly took another shot, this time post-career.
Well, now he's turned into a professional referee. It looks like there's some real animosity right there. It's still going on right now. So, like you said, I think Paige is being smart. She's trying to play a little bit of head games right there. But I think Britt feels a little disrespected, like she should be, the A side.
That was real. That animosity was genuine, Chris. And again, both fighters see themselves as the favorite, as the A side. Supreme confidence for both coming in.
Absolutely, and that's what we want. We have two girls coming in here. This is their platform. They know that they get a great opportunity right now. Whatever happens rest in their career happens because of what happens tomorrow night. They're going to make it happen.
This is truly BKFC presents KnuckleMania, the biggest card in the history of the promotion, and without a doubt, this is the biggest fight, our main event. Paige VanZant versus Britain Hart, the biggest fight in the history of not just BKFC, but in this modern revival of bare knuckle fighting.
Absolutely. It's just everything's been building up for this for a long time. There's been a lot of anticipation for this. Everybody was jockeying for position to get this fight. This is the fight that we have, and we're going to see what happens tomorrow.
Chris, as we look closer at our main event, Britain Hart has hands. We know that from bare knuckle and from her professional boxing career. Paige VanZant feels that she will have the power, she will have the athleticism, and she will have the movement.
Yeah, I think she's right on all accounts, but this isn't boxing, this is MMA, this is bare knuckle, so straight punches, one cut can change the outcome of an entire fight right there. So there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. We're going to see how quick Paige can catch on to the difference.
Also, our co-main event, there was animosity there at the weigh-ins, and you just saw the animosity between Britain Hart and Paige VanZant in the weigh-ins.
Absolutely. You can tell these guys, a lot of trash talk in this fight. That doesn't always happen, but you like it when it's genuine. You like it when it's real. That just adds to the fight, and that's what's going on here. We have the feature fight right here. Chris Leben, the crippler, his last fight versus the up-and-coming Quentin Henry. It's going to be great. Back to the main event. Look at this right here. These girls going at it right now. They're going to go at it tomorrow. They're going to settle it right there. They're going to settle in the squared circle. Anticipate a matchup.
Chris, a loaded card, 12 in total. You will see 9 fights on our pay-per-view broadcast. Again, that's tomorrow night from Tampa, Florida, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Fight.tv, the Fight app in your cable and satellite provider. The way to order Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents KnuckleMania. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the start tomorrow night from Tampa, Florida. Here's Brian Sosha.
I'm here with David Feldman, president and owner of BKFC. And when you envisioned this 10 years ago, David, did you envision a scuffle like that size on the stage for the main event with being in the middle of it? You're a former pro boxer, but wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that's good. It sells fights, right? That was the icing on the cake. We have this epic event coming up, KnuckleMania, tomorrow night, and then they almost got into it right here on stage. I almost got hit.
I know. I was afraid to come up here and do the interview with you because I didn't want to get scuffled on. But I'll tell you what, it's very exciting that we're here. Like I said, 10 years, you're a visionary. You brought Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship out in front of everybody for KnuckleMania.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I brought it there with the hard work and of our team. Definitely. But these fighters are the ones that really catapulted this sport and made it what it is today. And tomorrow night, we have the most stacked card that we've ever had from top to bottom, 12 bare knuckle fights, 10 fighter of the night candidates. It's going to be an unbelievable event tomorrow night.
It's going to be an amazing fight, and we're both very excited about it. The whole team is, and I know you are too, as you're watching and you're commenting on social media, people here at the hotels saying hello to us. This is a big event, KnuckleMania, again, tomorrow night. Let's throw it back to Sean and Chris.
Brian, David, thank you very much. Outstanding job tonight, Brian, and outstanding job for David Feldman. Chris, you made your Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut with the second card in August 2018. Again, this revival of bare knuckle into the modern era began June 2nd, 2018. Here we are now, Tampa, Florida, on the biggest weekend of the American sports calendar with Paige VanZant, the biggest free agent in combative sports coming to BKFC.
Absolutely. People keep talking about this being the biggest sports weekend of the year. Apparently there's some kind of a football game going on. I don't know about that. I don't care about that. This is what's important to me because this is fantastic.
And credit to David Feldman, Nate Shook, our matchmaker, for bringing in Britain Hart. This is not a setup. This is not a squash. This is not an A-side versus B-side. Britain Hart, an extremely accomplished combat sport athlete.
Absolutely, fought nothing but the best. Look at her record, tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. You learn in that, you get better at that fight. You're going to see a best Britain Hart you've seen out there because she's so fired up. She's been wanting this fight more than anything in the world.
Again, 9 fights on the pay-per-view. It begins from Tampa, Florida, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can call your cable or satellite provider. You can also go online right now to order fight.tv, and you can do it through the Fight app. Chris, as we look up and down this card, you cannot, again, look past Chris Leben. He is truly a legend. His opponent, Quentin Henry, says as such, and he will be making his final ever combative sports appearance.
Yeah, that's happy for me, sad for me. A lot of different emotions going on. Just for me, from a fan of his standpoint, looking at this card, up and down, everything, very good. You couldn't ask for more. Like you said, good job to Nate Shook for the card you matched.
And our co-main event again at stake. The title currently held by Johnny Bedford, 5-0 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship against Dat Nguyen through 25 total pro fights, 23 in boxing, 2 in bare knuckle. He's only been knocked down once. He has never been stopped.
And I got to be honest with you, since they first talked about putting this fight together, I've been looking forward to this. It didn't happen a couple times, things happen, but I've been looking forward to this fight. This is definitely one of the most exciting fights on the card to me because both guys are at the peak of the skill you're going to get in this sport. They're there, and who knows who's going to win. I can't wait to watch that fight.
Chris, there are a lot of people right now watching in our worldwide global viewing audience thinking, should I buy the pay-per-view? Is it worth it to see Britain Hart versus Paige VanZant? Absolutely it is, but you carry a lot more weight in the opinion than I do.
Well, the thing I love about this sport is people are still hungry to go out there and fight. There's no people trying to win decision. There's nothing like that. People are coming out there and trying to dominate and knock the other person out. You get there, that like 9 fights you're going to get to see for that. So you're not going to get one fight. You're going to get a ton of good fights. It's the best bargain in combat sports, I promise you.
It is the biggest bare knuckle bout, the most anticipated and the most publicized bare knuckle bout since 1889 when John L. Sullivan fought and defeated Jake Kilrain. Paige VanZant versus Britain Hart. You will see it tomorrow night as BKFC presents KnuckleMania beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern time from Tampa, Florida, only on pay-per-view. Again, the way to order online right now, fight.tv and through the Fight app, as well as through all traditional cable and satellite pay-per-view outlets. And again, a reminder, the free prelims begin worldwide, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch on Fight as well as on BKFC's YouTube channel. For more on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, go online. It is BKFC.com. For Chris Lytle, Brian Sosha, Jeff Houston, David Feldman, and everyone at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, I'm Sean Wheelock. We will see you tomorrow night live on pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern time for BKFC Presents KnuckleMania.